I have a question. When you send out that email, can you send out the how to get to YouTube? To
Of course,
reach you?
yes. Yes, absolutely.
Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you, Maureen. Super appreciate it. All right, gang. Happy Thursday. Now, today, we're going to get your heart rate up.
Okay.
First, from being excited to see me.
And
And second, from some cardio exercise today, okay? But we'll slowly ramp our way up. Part of the reason is because in all of my packing for everything for this team, I kind of forgot my weight, which is okay. Which is okay, because we could improvise, but we haven't done a very focused cardio session in a while, and I think that's an important thing to add to the repertoire of exercises that we do, especially when you...
What's the state of the knee that you bring to this lesson today?
you don't have your bandage on.
I was just icing it. So it's gonna be a couple months, guys. You know, it's doing really well, but there's not gonna be huge improvements for a while yet.
I don't doubt it.
And probably not until surgery. So that's all good. All right, let's start with some breathing. You want to put a hand on your belly and let's practice taking that breath in, and let's aim for a breathe in for 3 or 4, pause, and then breathe out for 3 or 4, pause. And we're going to do just a few rounds of that. So again, everyone's lung capacity is different. You might need a different length of time. Okay, so breathing in, 2, 3, 4, pause, out, 2, 3, 4, pause, in, 2, 3, 4, pause, out, 2, 3, 4, pause, in, 2, 3, 4, pause, out, 2, 3, 4, pause, in, 2, 3, 4, pause, out, 2, 3, 4, pause, and just shake it out. Brilliant. All right, as a refresher, bending your elbows at 90 degrees. We're going to lift up one arm behind our body, make sure that elbow doesn't reach out to the side, and back down and switch. So this is the slicking the hair back shoulder exercise. And again, the more you keep that elbow bent, the less pressure there will be on the shoulder. So if you've got a sore shoulder or neck, adjust accordingly. If you're feeling really good and you want to reach that full arm up, please feel free to do so. Just make sure you're feeling pretty good throughout all these exercises. That little bit of discomfort is okay, because it's not always comfortable to exercise, but we should be feeling good. Excellent job, team. And now we're reaching across. So this is the patting ourselves on the back shoulder exercise. And remember, if reaching that up and across pinches at the front of your shoulder, then just reach across, keeping that arm low. Perfect. All right, now hands on your belly, and we're gonna pull open those hands and bring them back close. So you should feel this between your shoulder blades, maybe at the back of your shoulders. You might feel a slight stretch across your chest. Good, so pull those hands apart. Feel that squeeze at the back of your shoulders and bring those hands back in. And again, pull those hands apart and bring them back towards your belly. Pull those hands apart. Bring them back towards your belly. And 2 more out. And in. And last one out. And in. Perfect. All right, as a slightly different one, I'm gonna turn sideways. So what I'm gonna get you all to do now is we're gonna get your upper back moving. So you're welcome to lean forward if that feels better for you, or stay up tall. But remember, we've talked in the past, we don't wanna move our lower back. I'm just gonna get your upper back moving. So we're going to round it as we breathe in, and then arch it as we breathe out. So breathe in, round that upper back. Remember, we're not slumping down. And then arch as you breathe out. Breathe in and round. That upper back still sits tall. And breathe out. So it might feel a bit easier to be bent over slightly. That often kind of just stabilizes that lower back for you. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And once more, breathe in and out. Good. Excellent job, team. All right, let's start to get the brain warmed up, the body warmed up. And we're going to start with, oh no, not the brain. We're going to close one hand and open the other, and then switch. So close one hand, open the other, and then switch. Close one hand and then switch. Close one hand and then switch. Good. All right. Now let's go 1, 2, switch. 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 1, 2, and back to 1 and then the other. Now, as we kind of take it back to just one hand open and then switch to the next, we're going to start your feet marching. If you're not feeling comfortable with lifting up one knee at a time, then feel free to just lift up one heel at a time. Good. Now keep those feet moving. Don't let them stop. Put it at the back of your brain with a steady pattern of one leg lifting at a time. And now the hands are going back to our 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you might notice your legs kind of want to follow along with that
They
hand
do.
pattern.
Or my leg goes
Don't-
twice.
Yeah, it wants to. Don't let it. Good. All right, and back to your one after the other with the hands. Now now what we're going to do is you're going to go right, left, I'll say, instead of 1, 2. So right, left, and then right goes out, left goes out. So it's the right, left, right goes out, left goes out, right, left, right goes out, left goes out, right, left, right out, left out, right, left, right out, left out. I once had an injured player who kept begging to go on the field. And they kept saying, "Coach, what position can I play? What position can I play?" So finally I looked at them and I said, "You're playing left, right, out." And it took them a second. And shake out those arms. Perfect. All right, team. So now you're going to step a foot forward. When you step your foot forward, I want your toes pointed up, your heel touching the ground, and then bring that foot in and touch out to the side. And then bring it back in. And then your other leg, the foot touches forward, the toes are up, the heel is down. Then bring that foot back in and then touch your foot out and bring it back in. So it goes out, forward, side, 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 forward, side. Good work, everybody. So forward, side, forward, side, forward, side, forward, side, forward, side, forward, side. Now, as your legs still keep going in that pattern, I'm going to get you to push your arms out and wide, 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 out and wide. There we go. I know, using kind of two parts of your brain. So your legs have one pattern to follow and your arms have a different one. Great job, everybody. Try to keep up that breathing pattern. Breathing out through pursed lips as best you can. Good. And rest. Brilliant job, everybody. All right. We actually, I've got one more brain challenge for you. And it is this. If you want to stand up, you can, because this is a little bit about balance and a little bit about eye movements. So you can stand or sit. If you're going to stand and you want to work on your balance, you can either stand with your feet close together. You can stand with one foot ahead of the other, like standing on a tightrope, or you can stand on one leg. Now that's kind of from less balanced challenge to a more balanced challenge, those options. And again, find something that is challenging yet doable for you. And make sure you have balance support close by. Now, once you have picked that, if you're staying seated, feel free to lift up one leg or to sit on a pillow for a bit of unbalance. You're going to put your thumb in front of you. Your eyes are going to focus on this thumb like it's going to reward you with a big old slice of chocolate cake. And you're going to move that thumb in a figure 8 pattern.
Oh.
And you're going to think about staying balanced. And things that help you balance is to tighten up the core. Squeeze your glutes together. Even if you're seated, practice those things that help you with your balance. And if any of this kind of eye movement stuff makes you a bit dizzy, then all I want you to do is just slowly look up and then down. So just slowly nodding your head up and down, okay? Because I don't want anyone dizzy. So which directions, and make sure you're going slow. If you go fast with this movement, you are more likely to feel dizzy. And when we feel dizzy, it negatively impacts your balance. You are more likely to fall over when you are dizzy, which is a good thing to be aware of, because things that can make you dizzy are high blood pressure, certain medication side effects, being sick. So it's always important to remember those factors that impact your balance. And we are going to switch legs. So if you were just standing, perfect, you're just going to switch arms. If you had one foot in front of the other, you are going to switch. If you were standing on one leg, switch legs. And off we go, slow figure 8. And again, really focus on that thumb, follow along. Maintain your breathing pattern. Keep those glutes tight and core tight to help you balance, even if you're seated. Practice the things that help you with your balance. And you can switch directions of that figure 8. Remember, this should feel challenging, like you are working to keep your balance, but doable. You don't feel like you're going to fall over. Feeling a touch wobbly is okay. And rest. Good. How did that feel, everybody?
Excellent.
Good.
Perfect. Good. Okay. Take a deep breath. We're going to get into a couple interval sets. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to go for either 30 seconds or a minute. Because again, I'm going to give you that halfway time. If you need rest time, go for 30, rest for 30. Otherwise, you're doing 30 to 60 seconds of upper body, moving just the arms, and then 30 to 60 seconds of just your lower body. Okay, and that's where the rest is gonna come in, and then we'll have a little bit of rest in between. But again, take stock. How's my breathing today? How are my energy levels? Maybe you need to do 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest, repeat. Maybe you can do the full minute and minute. Up to you. Okay, nice and simple to start, either seated or standing. Pump your arms. And for any of these things, if you do, this is endurance, it's not strength. So you don't want to be holding heavy weights. But if you want to hold some light weights or soup cans to add a little bit of resistance, maybe you have some little wrist or ankle weights that, like we've talked about, that will increase the intensity. But only if you feel like that's challenging but doable for you. Otherwise, we're really getting going with those arms. So, not quite yet. Keep going, keep going. Not quite at the halfway mark yet. So that there is 30 seconds. So some of you may need to stop and just do some recovery breathing, rest before you continue on. The rest of you have about 15 seconds left. And remember, this is about getting that heart rate up. You shouldn't feel super puffed. You shouldn't feel like you can't breathe, but it should feel challenging. Good. And that's a minute. Rest those arms. And right away, you are going to get just your feet stepping. Remember, the higher up you lift those knees, the harder it is. And if just lifting your knees, instead of having more body parts moving as intensity, I actually want to challenge you to put your hands behind your head. Don't push your head down, just rest them. And march like this. Otherwise, just march with your hands on your hips. All right. Off we go. I am doing my single leg marching. Actually, I can lift up my heel on my left leg. Get my calf working. Good. So remember, that extra challenge is the arms up. You can probably feel that difference already. Good. Keep up that breathing pattern. Remember, by the end of the first set of intervals, it shouldn't have felt like a walk in the park. It should feel like you are exercising. There we go, team. Get those knees moving. March, march, march. And that was 30 seconds. So for some of you, we're halfway. Some of you need to stop and rest. Remember to do what is best for you and your body. You are not in competition with anybody. You are here for you and your health. And right after this marching, we're going right back to pumping the arms, guys. 3, 2, and pump the arms. Now, I think some of you have been going a little bit below your capabilities here. From what I can see. So really make sure everything else is tight and we're pumping those arms. Good. We're running in place with our arms. Go, 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 go. And that was 30 seconds. Keep up the breathing, breathe out through pursed lips. And just the intention to go faster, even if you don't really go much faster at all, the intention makes this harder to do. It's amazing stuff, your central nervous system. Go, 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 go. That's it, gang, almost there. And rest the arms. Get the legs moving. Keep taking in those deep breaths. If you think about your 10 out of 10 as being your maximum effort, so maximum you can only sustain it for 30 seconds or less, then I want you going at about your 6 or 7 out of 10 for whatever you can do today. That's 30 seconds. Great job, gang. And we've got one more round of those 2 exercises, and then I promise we won't do them for the rest of the class.
Good.
Thank goodness, they say. And rest, pump the arms. This should be a track and field event. Go, go, go. There we go, team. Keep up that breathing. Remember to breathe out through pursed lips. That was 30 seconds. Remember, challenging yet doable. You should still be able to take a full breath. Shouldn't feel dizzy or shaky. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and march. We're marching. Get those knees up. Get your feet moving. Are we having fun yet, gang?
A barrel of fun.
Good. I got to make sure you remember me for all of July and August.
You're unforgettable, Jill.
You know, I realize that could be taken lots of different ways, but I am just going to take it as a compliment.
That was how it was meant.
I'll write a song called Unforgettable.
Here we go.
You're definitely a winner.
We're just past the 30-second mark, by the way, team. Keep going. You're doing awesome. You're almost there. Right after this, you're going to get a longer break with either just a recovery position or a little bit of balance. And rest. Okay, so we're going to have a longer rest time here. Some of you need to just sit. Recovery breath, which is breathing in and out through pursed lips. Some of you may need that recovery position either on the hands or on the forearms. Just make sure the back is straight. If you're still feeling quite good and you don't feel like you need that full rest, then I want to challenge you to stand heel to toe. And if you aren't able to balance and you're seated, but you still feel like you don't need a rest at all, then I challenge you just to stand for 40 seconds. Just get some weight on your foot or do some toe exercises. But some of you need to just rest and breathe. Edgar, sit-to-stands aren't resting.
Bring it on.
He's going, this is a walk in the park.
Don't ever let him lead the class, Jill.
That's awesome. Okay, gang. So what your upper body is going to do next is we're going to take your arms and you are going to end up swimming. So you can do this seated or standing. Again, if you want to hold light weights or use the band for a bit of resistance, you can. But we're just going to get one arm out in front of you and really feel like you are grabbing the water and pulling it back. So remember, sore shoulders and neck, you can go from just the elbows, and you can go from just the elbows as well if you're feeling a little puffed from the full arm. All right, and go. I think it's next weekend that Kelowna has the across the lake swim.
Ooh.
So we won't quite swim that far today, but that's what we're training for.
Have you ever done it?
Oh no, I'm a terrible swimmer.
Me too. I don't swim.
No. I was in the lake with a friend that had a broken collarbone a couple of years ago, and people still thought she was the better swimmer. That's 30 seconds. We're halfway.
You look great in your canoe, Jill.
Thank you. Yes, canoeing, no problem. If I fall out of the canoe, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
I could keep afloat though. So remember, gang, if you're feeling like this is too easy, you're not being purposeful with the movements, really feel like you're swimming through water, grab and pull back, use that torso. And
if you tip
that
your
was a minute.
canoe,
Wait, hold that thought. Thought stop. Hold it. Legs now go out to the side. 1, 2, 1, 2. If you're standing, get your feet going, step side to side like you're stepping up over a log. Okay. Up and over a log. Otherwise seated, it's out and out. Good. Hands braced. And if you feel like your balance is holding you back from pushing a little bit on the speed, feel free to kind of put the hands just on the chair lightly and get your feet moving. All right, Terry, what were you going to say?
oh, I'm just going to make an observation that if you tip your canoe, you can always wear it as a hat because it's capsized.
Good one, Terry.
That's true. And on a realistic note, there's always an air bubble under a boat.
Yes.
That's 30 seconds, halfway.
That's if it's upside down, isn't it? With a canoe.
True. I also realized I should maybe not be cheering in a hotel room.
Oh, you might get evicted.
Going to be a noise complaint outside my door.
Yes.
All right, got a couple seconds left, gang. Keep those feet moving.
Where are you staying? I'll make that call if you want.
We could just have the press follow her, Terry.
And rest. Swim.
Swim.
Swim. Remember, you can work for 30 seconds, rest for 30 seconds. If at any point you feel like you need a rest, please take it. But unfortunately for you, I'm still wearing my coaching outfit. So it's going to be a little bit of an intense class today. Good. 30 seconds. Just do what you can here, gang. Keep up your breathing, super, super important. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, and rest the arms, get the legs moving if you can. You're either stepping out to the side if you're seated. If you're standing, I want you kind of stepping up and over the log. You'll notice my log's a little bit small on the 1 foot. But that's okay. Keep up that breathing, gang. Are we getting those heart rates up, guys?
Oh,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good, but are you finding that balance of challenging yet doable?
So far.
Okay, good. Really, really good. Oh, we're past the 30-second mark. By a long ways, actually. Well, we might as well go an extra 10 seconds.
Yes, coach.
And then we got one more set of those 2 exercises, gang, and then a longer rest, okay? And rest your legs, get swimming. This is your last swim. Let's see how far we can get. Keep up that breathing. And that's 30 seconds. Remember to stop and rest when you need to. That recovery position is super helpful for catching your breath. Here, just do what you can. Three, 2, and rest the arms. And if you can, get the legs moving. Excellent job, everybody. Remember that tight core is going to help you stay balanced and in control of the movement. We're still breathing out through pursed lips. That's 30 seconds. You can tell we're doing lots of different types of marching today because you all put yourselves on mute. Can't even hear us banging on the floors. Great job, everybody. Last couple of seconds here. And then we got that longer rest. 3, 2, and rest. Brilliant, brilliant. So get into that recovery position if you need that. Everyone should be focused on their recovery breathing. But if you feel like you still need a bit of activity, then I would encourage you to work on your balance. So either standing on one foot or stand with one foot in front of the other. That was 30 seconds. Make sure you grabbed a sip of water. So we still got some time to rest, gang.
Where's your water?
It's up on the counter. I can see it. I could have used that as a weight today, but I also knew we needed a good cardio session. Your lungs might not agree with me,
That's highly probable.
but that's when you just need to take the longer breaks. And remember that going for longer, less intense is better than trying to just go as hard as you can and burn it out fast, right? Work on your endurance first, and then later you can work on building that intensity. Does everyone feel like they've recovered?
Yep.
Oh,
Mhm.
Good
Just
treatment.
about.
Yeah, and some of you won't have. And so some of you need to still just sit and breathe for as long as you need to. But again, I will be saying the 30-second mark, so that can give you a bit of a time to it, but don't rush it. So we're gonna start with our shadow boxing next. So get your fists ready in 3, 2, and go. Good, maybe let's do a jab, jab, punch, jab, jab, punch, jab, jab, punch. Good, remember punching with purpose. I like how some of you are actually trying to protect your face. There we go. It is Canada Day tomorrow, guys. Things might get wild. And if you're jabbing twice with one arm and punching with the other, just rotate that the other arm is jabbing twice. That's 30 seconds, gang.
So is Friday the holiday or Monday?
Friday.
Friday.
You're gone.
No audio.
Oh, am I back? I
Yeah.
think we
Yeah,
lost
you're
my
back.
volume there. There we go. All right. So resting the arms and now your legs. We are going to do our sit to stands.
Yay.
Up and down. So remember, if you're like me and can't repeatedly stand up all the way, feel free just to do your little mini squat standing up. Or feel free to kick one leg up at a time. Ready and go. So you're either standing up, sitting down. Now remember, this is a big muscle movement. Go at your own pace.
County.
And I'll tell you when that 30-second mark is, because some of you may need to be resting or will need to rest shortly. That's super, super important that you're maintaining your breathing pattern. That's the halfway mark, guys. There we go. Just about there. Maintain that breathing pattern. Good. Remember, leaning forward can take pressure off the knees. And then when you go to sit down, push the bum back. Just try to keep your head up and resting there. Okay, so I'm going to give a little bit of a rest time there before we start. If you feel like you don't need a rest time at all, then I would encourage you to start marching. Just lightly marching if you do not need a rest. But those sit to stands are killer. So more of us will need a rest after doing them. Okay, those big muscles working super, super hard. And that's all good. So I'll give you a couple more seconds there, catch your breath, get into that recovery breathing, and we get to do it again.
Oh, joy.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. All right, get your fists ready for fury and go. So some of you might want to add in a couple uppercuts, maybe a punch, punch, uppercut, uppercut, punch, punch, uppercut, uppercut. Just keep up that breathing pattern, gang. Punch with purpose and you're going to get more work out of it. And that's 30 seconds. Go at your own pace. Got 10 more seconds, gang. Keep breathing. And rest those arms. Take a deep breath. And we are standing up, sitting down, or lightly kicking. There we go, team. That's it. That's past the 30-second mark. If you need to rest, maintain your breathing pattern even as you get tired. Great job, everybody. And rest. So again, we're going to take that longer rest, and then we've got just one more set with those two exercises. And then we'll have a slightly longer stretch time.
Yay, I like that.
Woohoo! So again, if you are someone that needs to just keep moving lightly to catch your breath, feel free to gently march or step forwards and backwards, whatever feels good for you. All right, gang, we're getting ready now. Ready to roll. Last set of our cardio intervals today. You're doing fantastic. Excellent, excellent job, everybody. Okay, we are starting in 3, 2, and go. Now it's freestyle. Punching however you would like. We need a couple big sweeping punches, maybe a couple uppercuts, maybe a couple jabs.
To the moon, Alice.
That's right. So you are halfway. That was 30 seconds. Keep up your breathing. Great job, gang. Almost there. 3, 2, and rest. All right, last set of sit to stands or squats or kicks. Do what you can. Let's go. And if you need that bit of a rest first, please take it. Remember, the motto of the class is challenging yet doable, not push yourself until you can't breathe. That's 30 seconds. Good. Keep your heads up, guys, head and chest up, even as you lean forward if you need to take pressure off the knees. 3, 2, and rest. Great job, everybody. Feel free to start just gently making little figure eights. Because again, that light movement helps your body cool down. That's why we often call it a warm up and a cool down. It's not just about temperature, it's about recovery or amping up. And whatever figure eights you're doing, slow them down. Because when we're amped up, we want to keep going because we're in that mode, but we got to consciously start to slow down. Excellent job, gang. All right, rest your arms there. And once again, put your hands by your belly and slowly pull them apart and then bring them back together. Feel free to time your breathing to this. You can inhale as you pull apart, exhale as you bring your hands back together. Excellent job, everybody. Okay, roll one shoulder up and back, then the other up and back. And again, roll one shoulder up and back, and then the other up and back. Now you're going to take both shoulders and pull them up to your ears. You should feel your those muscles, they're called your trapezius or traps. You might feel it in your neck. They should be tightened up. We're going to hold 2, 3, and relax. That feel good?
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. Or lift up one elbow, gently push it back. Keep up that steady breathing, gang. And slowly switch. And rest that arm. Now stretch out one leg, reach towards your toes. And again, try not to slump in your seat. Still try to keep the chest up tall. Should feel that down the back of your leg. And this stretch is actually often easier to feel if you're more to the edge of your seat rather than seated all the way back. You'll find that's a bit easier to feel. And through stretch time, gang, this is kind of your last in-person chance for the next couple of weeks to ask any questions you have.
I
So-
look forward to seeing you online on the next session. The ones we
Yeah.
pay for, yeah.
Yep, that sounds awesome. Just make sure those of you that are interested, you get a hold of me. Maureen will share that information on sending me an email. Okay, switch legs, everybody.
Classes that you're holding that we can join if we, they have a monthly fee. Are they the same? Are they these kind of classes? Or
It's
are they
very,
for, sorry, go on.
yep, it's very similar to this. These classes are designed to be a little bit more entry level. So that more people can access them.
Right.
And my private classes, it's a smaller group, so it's a little more individualized. Which
So
some
is it
people,
harder? Are they a little harder?
they have the option to be a little bit harder, yeah.
How do we sign up?
Maureen will be sending you an email with my contact information, and all you have to do is send me an email, or if you really want to give me a call, I'm always happy to chat.
Okay,
And then I have a Zoom link that I will send you.
good.
Thank you.
Of course. Of course, everybody. Relax there. Just drop one leg back behind you. Looks like I'm gonna have to turn sideways in my seat today.
Peanut butter is always good. Oops.
So keep up that breathing pattern, gang. How did everybody feel with that little more of a focus on cardio today?
Great.
Good.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, good. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, you guys did wonderful. Very, very impressive.
Sometimes it's like the only movement I can do is to breathe.
Yeah, some days are like that.
Yep.
And turn the other way.
So that's what I bring to the class.
There you go, Clancy. You bring your wonderful smile. You always say hello to people.
You don't notice how we grimace and groan.
Nope. And if I did, I would happily ignore it.
She would do, you guys, wouldn't she? I'm quite thrilled for your team's win. That was very, very exciting play.
Oh, it was a great game. Super great game.
Great.
Now they've got 3 more.
Awesome.
Is it a round robin or?
Yep, the first 3.
knockout? Yeah.
No, the first 3 are a round robin within our bracket. And then there's 2 pools of 4 teams each pool in our age group, and the top 2 will play for first and so on.
Great.
A busy weekend.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How do you jump up and down to cheer them on with a bad knee?
I don't jump up and down, but I wave my crutch around. And they thought that was good enough.
You're really giving them life skills that will last them forever, Jill.
Yes, it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So actually, gang, I'm going to do something slightly different with you, just because we gave a little bit more time for stretching today. Take one foot, and I want you to slide it forward in front of you. And as you slide your foot forward, you're going to pull the toes towards you. And you should feel that stretch in the back of your calf. And it might feel tight at the front of your shin because that's the muscle that's pulling those toes up. And then slowly point it down, press it down. So now you're stretching that top of your shin, and then drag your foot back underneath you until the heel lifts up, and just go to wherever you can. Some of you might be limited if the knee gets a little bit sore, or the hip flexors tight, but some of you might actually be able to go quite far underneath your chair. And then we're doing it again. So slide that foot forward, bring the heel down, pull the toes up towards you, press that foot away from you. So my leg is fully straight out in front of me, and then press the foot flat down as best you can. You're pointing your toes away from you, and then drag that foot back. And one more time. Slide that foot out, pull those toes up, and then press your foot down, slide it back. Good. Switch legs.
I like that one.
Yeah, feels good.
Yeah, it's a great one to practice on your own. So press that foot out in front, pull those toes up towards you, and then press those toes away from you, and then drag that foot back. Good. And press your foot out. Pull those toes towards you. And then flatten that foot. Press those toes away. And then drag the foot back towards you.
Would that help for fluid retention?
Yes, that and do this cycle one more time, gang. This for sure, your foot exercises, those toe exercises we've done.
Right.
And really, really important is throughout the day, having your feet elevated.
Mm.
And elevated means kind of heart level or above your heart, right? Too many people sit in their recliner where their feet are still lower than their heart and think it's elevated. It's not. They got to be level or up, and pumping your feet. If I put my foot up, pump your foot.
Right.
And even when you're sitting, getting your heels up and down helps pump that fluid out.
Oh, good.
Okay. And make sure you're wearing your compression stockings. Especially if that's a regular occurrence. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Super, super important stuff. Great question though. I love that, especially as it gets hot.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then actually this is interesting because I had a fellow in one of my classes who was getting really, really swollen feet and ankles. And, you know, you always check off a few things before you look into other things. And when we started asking what he had been eating or drinking, he was drinking tomato juice. Well, tomato juice is
With
really
salt?
high in sodium.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of salt. But he didn't know it, and that's fair because you kind of think, oh, it's tomato juice, that should be pretty good for you. But just making sure you're kind of limiting your salt if you're getting fluid retention in your feet or elsewhere.
There was a headline just today that Canada is now going to put the nutrition labels on the front of the packages.
Oh, nice.
Maybe if they got the print to a size people could read it, they'd read it at the time.
Yeah, fair enough.
True.
That should actually be something we go over, is how to read a nutrition label and what different things mean and what to look for. A little bit of a nutrition unit. We should talk about that. But let's take our deep breath in, gang. I'll count you in. Let's aim for 3 to 5 second inhale, 4 to 6 second exhale. Do what you can. And breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shake it out. You did it. You did it, guys.
We did it.
Great summer, everyone.
Good luck. Have a great
Yes.
summer, everybody.
Jill.